everyone, it's Tamari, the Astro Fashionista. Welcome to my channel. Happy 2020. Before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for notifications and press like to thumbs up this video. It's been a while. I will admit I fell off a little bit. Last year Q4 was pretty hectic and crazy for me, but in a great way. My husband and I actually purchased our first home, so a lot of October and November we were home searching and going through all the paperwork and escrow, and then we moved in November, then we went on vacation, and then December started, and it's just the holidays, so you guys should understand. So I didn't really have time to record videos, but I'm super excited to be back. I think 2020 is going to be a great year. I'm hoping to bring a lot of good content. By the way, if there's anything you want me to cover on this channel, please leave me comments below, some suggestions. Of course, I'm always going to be bringing you astrology information, whether it's horoscopes or, you know, educational astrology, synastry, relationships, anything spiritual. But I think I'm going to be making this channel more lifestyle based because I'm an Astro Fashionista and I have a lot of more you know, things that I'm interested in besides astrology, which is my first love, obviously, but whether that's like, you know, home design or, you know, cooking, whatever you guys are interested in, let me know, because those are definitely my interests. Not cooking, but I think if I film it, it'll make it more fun. But just more lifestyle focused stuff. So I will always try to add a spiritual element to it because that is just who I am. And I also will probably add astrology to everything, but it will just be, you know, more fluid and not just like me sitting down and talking to you, although I love doing that as well. So one of the interesting things that about this new year in 2020, this is more of a numerology video, not astrology, is we are in a 4-year numerology or numerological, oh my god, I don't even know the name. In numerology, we're in a 4-year. And for those of you guys don't know what numerology is really the study of numbers and energy and patterns and how that affects our personality, much like astrology. So where astrology is the study of the stars and how the stars affect our behavior here on earth, numerology is all about the numbers and how they affect us. And a lot of people that are into spirituality or anything mystical, as myself, dabble in numerology as well, and I've always been into numerology probably since maybe elementary school. That's one of the things I always follow, and I plan my days not only around astrology but around numerology as well. So I'm going to get into the energy of 2020 and go over everyone's year, because we're all in a personal year in numerology. So I'll go over that. So first things first. We are in a 4-year because it's the year 2020. So you add up the year that you're in globally. So we're in 2020, 2 + 2 = 4, right? So that's a 4 universal year. And this is significant because a 4-year is all about, you know, new foundation, structure, hard work, sacrifice. It's very similar to Virgo energy in astrology, where you're kind of putting your nose to the grindstone and you're getting tasks, you're checking things off the list. And so that is where we are globally. So that tells me that there's going to be a lot of new structures, changes, foundation changes, kind of things that need to be put in place for the world to continue to move forward on a global level. And interesting enough, we have a lot of Capricorn energy in 2020, which I'll get into in another video. We have Saturn, Pluto, now Jupiter is in Capricorn, the South Node is in Capricorn, and Capricorn is all about structure and organization and enterprise. And so that's similar to this 4 energy that we're in. So it is a lot of building going on for all of us. And we're moving out of a 3-year. Last year was more about communication, media, things, and now it's like time to do the work. So that's a global scale. But if you want to find out what year you're in numerology, that's a different exercise. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have my little Dry erase, who loves dry erase boards? It's like the favorite thing. I love chalkboards. I love the smell of chalk, which is really random. I love writing with chalkboards, but I also always love dry erase boards. So I have a little mini one here. So to find out the personal year that you're in, this is what you're going to do. So grab a piece of paper or your calculator or whatever on your phone. So you just take the year that the month that you were born. So I was born April, so that's 4. And then you take the day that you were born. I was born 22, the 22nd. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. Algebra class, this is 4. So 4 plus 4 is obviously 8, okay? So we're in a 4 universal year. So I already said 2020, 2 plus 2 equals 4. So you're gonna add the number of the month you were born and the day you were born, minus 8, to the year, the global numerology year that we're in. So 8 plus 4 equals, so 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 14, no, 13. I don't know how to do math. 8 plus 4, 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Oh my God, you guys, this is like embarrassing. I'm not gonna edit this out either because math, I can do it, but like sometimes the simplest things really, Mercury and Taurus, I'm a very visual person. So that's 12. So I'm in a 3 year in numerology, okay? So, and I'm also a 3 life path, which that's another video because I think that's a whole thing that deserves itself, but I'm in a 3 year in 2020. So I want you to do that. I want you to add up the year that you're in numerology, and then now I'm going to go through each number and what that means for you this year. Okay, so if you're in a 1 year in numerology for 2020, this is a brand new cycle for you. So in numerology, we use the numbers 1 through 9 for life cycles, for like our annual cycle. And a 1 year is the beginning, obviously. So if you're in a 1 year this year, that means you were in a 9 year last year, which is all about endings and letting things go. The 1 year is a fresh new start. 1 is all about action, independence, assertiveness, being a little self-centered, being self-serving. And so that's what 2020 is about for you. This energy is much like Aries energy. That Mars, like action, let's go for it, let's do it, being bold, being confident, being and bringing action into your life. You're setting a foundation for the next 9 years for yourself. So this is a very important year for you. It's important to make good choices. It's important to lay foundations, and not necessarily foundations about doing a lot of work. Well, I believe you should always do the work. Shout out to Ayala. But I think it's more about like cultivating things in your mind. Like, what do I want the next 9 years to be about? Because you're going to have 9 years, God willing, to actually put things into step and lay a foundation, because every number is just an evolution of the previous one. So just like with astrology, every zodiac sign is an evolution of the one before it. The numbers continue. So every year you're kind of learning things and you're building upon that. So 1 year is all about setting that new start for yourself. If you're in a 2 year, the 2 year is about partnership and diplomacy. 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? It takes 2 to tango. So 2 is very much like Libra energy in astrology, where it's about partnership. The 2 is a very intuitive number. It's kind of emotional. It's supportive. So after your 1 year, so you were in a 1 year last year, if you're in a 2 year in 2020, you've learned how to be independent. You've learned how to stand on your own 2 feet. You've learned how to be assertive and go for things. The 2 year is going to be a much slower pace, depending on what's going on in your astrology chart too, because I like to look at both. But the 2 year is more about like, kind of like sitting back and intuitively following what, lights you up. And also learning to get along with others, learning to be in harmony with others, learning to work as a team, whether you're in a relationship or not. It can be a relationship focused year if you're in a relationship, but it's more so about like, how can you collaborate with other people? It might feel a little frustrating at first because it's not as high pace and fast as a 1, but it's definitely a year where you can make a lot of progress. I actually just got out of my 2-year, and I got a lot of and major things happened. So it definitely was still a great year, and it was a year that my husband and I were able to like focus more on our marriage and just even grow closer and really put our relationship above everything else. Okay, if you're in a 3-year, a 3-year is I would say like Gemini energy. 3 is all about communication and media and entertainment and being uplifting to others and being inspirational. I'm actually a 3 life path, so is my husband's a 3 life path. So the 3, and I'm in a 3-year in 2020. The 3-year is about expressing yourself, self-expression, getting a message out there, having a little more fun. You were in the 1 year, you were doing a lot of work, being assertive, setting the tone for the previous year or for that year. Then you were in a 2-year, which was about, you know, partnership and being diplomatic. The 3-year is a little bit of like okay, I can enjoy myself a little bit, and I can express myself more. And so it's about networking, going out, meeting new people, putting yourself out there. Anything that kind of lights you up would be great to do, and also being inspiring to others. So if you're in a 4-year, okay, so the 4-year is all about foundation, laying the groundwork for something, doing hard work. And interesting enough, we're in a 4-year in 2020, like I said. So it's a double 4 energy for you. So if you're in a 4-year, this is a time to really put your nose to the grindstone. Last year was maybe a little more fun and relaxed and, you know, going out more. 4 is about doing some sort of work and laying a foundation for something. It could be a time where you want to like move or buy a house. My husband and I, when we moved into our new home, it was a 4-month because you have a numerology in a year, but it also on a monthly level and also on a daily level. So, excuse me, a 4-year is much about laying a foundation of some sort. It could be a good time to maybe start a business, do a business plan. It might be you have more responsibility of some sort. I will say it could feel like things are moving very slowly. So if you're a zodiac sign that likes a lot of change or someone that likes a lot of change, or you have maybe a 5 life path or something like that, it will feel a little stifling for you. You might feel like you're not making any progress, but that's not true. The progress is it's beneath the surface. It's not visible to everyone else. It's something that you're doing in the background that's going to pay off later. And so you just need to remember to be patient with yourself, because it might feel like you're not getting anywhere, but you are. I think my last 4-year was in 2012, and that felt like, the slowest. Like I just felt like, are things going to change? Like I'm sick of this. And then as soon as I entered my 5-year, it was like everything changed. So, yeah, so just hang in there if you're in a 4-year. Okay, so if you're in a 5-year, that's a lot. I think that energy would be more like maybe Sagittarius energy. Yeah, Sagittarius, and then Uranus energy in astrology. Sagittarius is a sign of travel, and a lot of Sagittarians are impatient and they like a lot of change. Uranus is about change. It's the planet of change and disruption. So 5 energy is all about changing directions, things moving around. A lot of the times in a 5-year, you'll be presented with choices. So you'll be giving a choice A or a B, and you have to decide a path you want to go along. And you just have to trust, because that's where that 5 intuition comes in. You have to trust that you make the right decision. And I believe that you always fall where you're supposed to land if you have the right intention. So it's not anything to fear. But after the 4-year, so if you're in a 5-year, this year in 2019, you're in a 4-year, you're probably feeling like, 2019, like, nothing's happening. 5, something's going to happen. There's going to be some change in direction. It's a time where you can travel a lot. 5 is travel energy, and just moving around more. Opportunities coming out of the blue, windfalls, things like that. But it's also, on the flip side, you might be challenged at being very responsible. So you have to just make sure that you still, you know, pay attention to your responsibilities while embracing all this change. If you're in a 6 year, so a 6 year I like to relate to zodiac sign Cancer. The 6 year is about nurturing and family and harmony and making your home nice and decorating. I mean, even if you're not into decorating, but just like almost like taking care of your nest, whatever that means to you. So you might not even have a family, but you'll be more invested in taking care of your nest. It's also a very intuitive number, more emotion, getting in touch with your emotions. It's a very creative, self-expressive number. So if you want to create something or be creative or get in touch with like art class or anything like that, it would be a good time to do something like that. Family matters come up a lot in a 6 year. So maybe if you're in a relationship, maybe you might start a family, or maybe you have to tend to a family member or something like that. Or maybe you're just feeling more family oriented. But it's definitely about taking care of your immediate surroundings and really nurturing that and making it an environment that feels spiritually and emotionally uplifting to you and the people that are in your life. So if you're in a 7 year in 2020, 7 year is a year of reflection and going inside and being a little more introverted. And I feel like this energy is best related to Scorpio energy in astrology. So the 7 year, you might be a little more reclusive. It's a time where you really might be questioning things in your life and being more spiritual and really thinking about, you know, what is my purpose here? What are my core truths? What is important to me? How can I change myself going forward? Really thinking about those like deep thoughts that, you know, only come around when you go through something, or you don't even have to go through something, but you're just feeling a little more like what is the meaning of life? You know, that sort of thing. It's a time where you can be really philosophic. And I think I said reclusive, so it's not a time where you're maybe wanting to go out, but it's another background number. So just like the 4 energy is like doing work that's like maybe a lot of people can't see the work you're doing. The 7 is like doing a lot of inner work and things that maybe people don't recognize, but it's really a transformation inside of yourself. And it's really important to set you up for the next year, which is the perfect segue, which is an 8 year. So if you're in an 8 year in 2020, this is completely different from the 7 year. This is about enterprise, business, structure, achieving, being ambitious. So you needed that 7 year to kind of like figure out what it is that you want, figure out where you're going, because 8 year, you're like, it's go time. And 8 is a karmic number in numerology. If you even look at it, it's the infinity sign, right? So it's like what you've put in is what you're going to get out. So if it's a time, so let's say year 1 through 7, you've been working really hard. You've been, you know, really getting to know yourself. You've done all the you've evolved through all the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now you're in an 8 year. The 8 year is going to pay off for you, hopefully. So whether you start a business, whether you get a new job, whether you go for a promotion, it could be a really big enterprising year for you in 2020 if you're in 8, or if you're in an 8 year. Battery died, real life YouTube problems. So, okay. So if you're in a 9 year, so the 9 year is the end of the cycle. So congratulations, you made it if you're in a 9 year to 2020 almost. So the 9 year is about letting go and endings and things dissolving. And this is similar to Pisces energy, which is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is Pisces' modern ruler. And Neptune is all about things dissolving. It's about losing things. But it's also very spiritual and creative. So a 9 year is very much a lot of those things. It's being creative. It's being humanitarian. It's being in tune with your emotions. It's figuring out what you're ready to let go so that you can start a new 9-year cycle the next year. And the things that you lose, it might be a little painful at the beginning. It might feel like you're afraid to let them go. You might lose friendships. You might lose relationships. People might leave your life that you have had in your life for the past 8 years, but just know and trust that it's all for your growth, and it's probably for the best. And know that you're going to be a better person, and you can't take that excess baggage with you into your next year. They're not meant to be with you forever. It's just a season. The 9-year for me was 2017, my last 9-year. And that's when I left a 4-year relationship where I was living with someone. But guess what? That's when I met my husband. So, you know, sometimes you have to give things up to gain something even better. So don't be scared. It's a beautiful year as well. So that was all 9 years. I want to know what year you're in. Let me know. Again, I'm in a 3-year, my husband's in an 8-year. It's interesting to see how the numerology and the astrology will complement things, because I have a heavy 3rd house in astrology right now, because Capricorn rules my 3rd house, and there's a lot of planets in Capricorn, and the 3rd house is all about communication and media, and you know, doing a lot of work in your neighborhood, networking, meeting new people, family, our siblings more specifically. And I'm in a 3-year, and I'm a 3 life path. So it's funny, because I find when I'm doing people's readings, their astrology complements the numerology. So let me know what number you're in, and let me know if you want to know more about numerology. I probably will follow up with a life path number, so you can learn more about your life path, which is similar to what I just went over. I want to share with you guys some tools that I like to refer to. I'm going to link them below, but one of my favorite numerology websites is creativenumerology.com. That one's great. It has very long descriptions about each of the numbers, not only your life path number. Your life path is determined by adding up all the numbers in your birthday, like your full birthday, including the year, and then reducing it to one number. Or if it's a master number, 11, 22, or 33, you don't actually reduce it, but it's like 11 over 2 or 22 over 4. That's more for another video. But creativenumerology.com. There's also a woman, I think her name is called Dajuana Bird. I will link that below, because that also does the whole numerology for you, because numerology is not only based on your birthday, it's also your name at birth. So you can actually, without doing the math, because you do a lot of math when you're doing your numerology chart, you can actually go to this website, just enter your full name and your birthday, and it'll do the work for you. So I'll link that below. I love these numerology guidance cards by Michelle Buchanan. These are more of like oracle cards linked to numbers, and they're not only through the numbers 1 through 9, which are like the main numbers in numerology. They're like, I think they're up to like 99 if I can remember, and each number is linked to like a word, and then she has a description book that you can read about. So like if you're doing like a card reading or something for yourself, and you want to know, like you have a question about something, you can pull a number card, and it'll give a description of like what that means. I like to use these in readings, not only for that, but also if like someone has like a date in mind that something might happen, like, oh, when, and I don't love doing predictions, because I think we kind of co-create with the universe, but I do a lot of predictions. I'll sometimes use these to say, oh, in 4 months or 5 months or 3 years or whatever comes up, depending on intuitively what I get. So these are good. So I'm gonna put these on the desk. I have this book. It's called The Day You Were Born. It's a journey to wholeness through astrology and numerology. This is a cool book. I want to say I got this for free. Sometimes I get really lucky with getting things for free. I don't know, like people will like give me books, or like I'll go somewhere and they'll be like, hey, here are all these mystical spiritual books. Like I feel like they find me, because I remember this one I didn't buy, but it says Discover the Key to Your True Life's Path, Hidden Talents, Unique Challenges. It's by Linda Joyce. It mixes both astrology and numerology, so that's pretty cool. And then this is a more of a recent purchase for me. It's called Semicircle Numerology. It's numerology cards, the first edition, what's your number. And these are cool because they have a card for like all the numbers in your chart. Well, like most of the numbers, so life path, your destiny number, your personality number, your soul number, and like you can, it's good for someone, especially if they're just learning numerology, because you can read about the numbers and it has like a little message at the top, like what do you call it, like a quote, and then it'll like explain what that means for you if you're like a 1 life path or a 3 life path or something like that. So those are 3 resources that I like. I think in 2020 I'm gonna start shouting people out more, like a lot of the things that I've used or that I like to use, and just link them below for you guys. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.